All right, so if you're in the sound of our voice, we're going to be doing a radio show live broadcast here from the floor of ERA.
Live with Forbes and Charlie on The Good Life. Welcome, everyone.
Actually, just welcome you, because there's one person in the audience. Everyone else is doing business and making deals. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll be nice to you. We'll give you a show. She's a producer. And I'm available. Let me say that again.
So today we are going to be talking to top experts in the industry, and we're going to be finding out the secret to success, both in business and at home. So you have exactly 3 minutes to share all of these secrets that you've amassed over X amount of years.
Is that our whole intro to our show? Or are we doing intro later?
No, we're doing intro later.
Oh, all right. So we're here with Nancy Deutsch, one of my oldest and dearest friends in the industry. Nancy, do me a favor. In 30 seconds or less, tell us what the heck you do.
Forbes, first of all, I love you to death. And Charlie, thank you so much for doing this. And basically what I do is I develop product, number one. Number two, I get product from other people, from people who are interested in developing their programs. And what I do is I act as the client and take projects from start to finish. Everything from executive producing the show to creating the creative brief, creating the strategy, the offer, making sure all the vendors are set up properly, and making sure that we are going to have the chance for the biggest success possible for our products.
So Nancy, for people just listening and not having any clue what you mean by products, what's some of your favorite projects that you've worked on?
I love health and wellness projects. I love beauty products because those are my passions in life. I love the idea that we can be helping other people, doing something good, delivering good quality, high quality products. Love continuity programs because I love the idea that I've already gotten my return on my investment up front, and then what I'm doing is delivering to the clients a product that they want every single month to use over and over and over again, whether it be a fantastic ingestible, a fantastic beauty product that's going to make them look years younger, feel better about themselves, and at a cost that is affordable.
Well, you know what's interesting is that our audience doesn't really care about any of this. No, well, thank you. No, they do. Because people here at ERA, we should tell everyone we're here in Vegas live.
Absolutely.
And they can't see you on radio. And I'm looking at a woman who is in her prime, gorgeous, a mother. And what our audience is more interested in, I think, is how you manage to build. I mean, you've got $1 million business, multi-million-dollar business, and you're also a mom, a wife, a friend. How do you balance all of this?
You know, it's really interesting. I think that when you choose your significant other, you have to make sure they're your best friend and that they're going to be supportive of you in anything you do. And I've been married for 28 years, and the key to our successful marriage is that Monday through Thursday we don't see each other. He doesn't ask me questions. He doesn't bother me unless I ask for help. And I think that is really key. If I have business dinners, he says, have a great time, bring home the bacon, baby. And that's what makes a successful marriage. And I have raised all my children to be independent, because if they were going to count on me for every little thing, they'd be lost souls.
See, and I agree. I raise all of mine like that. Food's under the microwave, have a nice day. So you're telling me the key to success is bring home the bacon, baby, and take Fridays off.
If you bring home the bacon and you are successful, you can do whatever you want. If you want to go shopping, you don't have to ask the question, can I have the credit card?
Just my kind of girl. Sorry, but here's the other thing too. We've got a lot of women. I can even see on the floor. Everyone's looking at you. You look gorgeous. How important is it? You know, you're a successful woman. Give the women out there some advice on looking good and aging gracefully, and how you can be successful in business as a woman.
Vanity is extremely important. When you are a little older like I am, and I have 7 grandchildren and 3 kids, my youngest is 23. Yes, 7 grandchildren, age ranging from brand new to 9 years old. And I really believe that you've got to exercise diligently, you've got to eat properly, you've got to take really good care of yourself, take great supplements, really make sure that you do whatever you can to make yourself look your best, whatever your best is.
Okay, I think you're going to be shocked. If you're listening to our radio show, you need to go to the Good Life Radio with what is our website? Where are we? The Good Life with Forbes and Charlie? thegoodliferadioshow.com, because we're going to post a picture. You know, you guys have at home, you have to see what I'm seeing. I'm looking at a woman who basically looks like she's 30. How old are you?
57, almost 58.
With like legs that go on for days. You are a grandmother of 7
grandchildren.
Go to the website right now because you're not going to believe it. Whatever she's doing, you need to buy this right now.
Absolutely. So one last question for you. You've given us a lot of insight on the marriage. Take Fridays off. What about is the number one thing you can tell women in business right now to succeed in this tough economy?
I think number one is look your best, have confidence. Because no matter what anybody says in business today, we have not evolved yet to women being accepted with the respect level that they need in business. So you need to have a level of confidence without arrogance and really be assertive, not aggressive, but assertive in what you want. Stay focused. One of the things women do is they feel they have to multitask everything in life. But when it comes to business, you've got to have your blinders on, you've got to be focused, here's my end game, and you will get there. And don't give up the dream, don't give up the hope, because if you do, it will not happen. So keep on going down that road.
Oh my God.
Excellent, excellent advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this is Nancy Deutsch. I want to thank you so much for being here. Have a great show. Enjoy Vegas. Stay out of trouble.
Love you guys.
Mwah.
So we're here on the Good Life radio show with Forbes, Riley, and Charlie, and the lovely Monica Smith has joined us, and we need your 30-second. Who are you? What do you do?
I am Monica Smith, and I have two companies here at the ERA. One is called Market Smith, a strategic marketing company, and one is a company we just launched this week called I Predict This, which is a convergence multimedia platform.
Wow. Okay. Could you break that down for our listeners who have no idea what we're talking about?
Sure. So I started off with a strategic marketing company helping brands and manufacturers build out relationships with their customers. How do they go into retail? How do they go use direct mail and then into DRTV? And so we are now supporting quite a few big DRTV marketers on the Market Smith side. And then we noticed that a few years back...
Actually, before you get into that, so for our audience who's not very well versed in this world,
sure,
they're moms and business people at home, tell me what one of your biggest hits. When we talk about DR, we know what we're talking about, but help my mom at home go, wait.
The Shark Steam Mop?
The Shark Steam, I know, see, Mom knows the Shark Steam Mop. That's you?
That's us.
Wow.
The Ninja Kitchen?
What?
The Ninja Kitchen?
Not the Ninja Kitchen.
Yes, the Ninja Kitchen system.
So what is your job within that product? What did you get to do?
We started to say, we laid out the entire plan for it to go into DRTV, helped oversee the build of the creative, and then plan how moms watch it on TV. And so years later, they're still watching it, and we're overseeing every single time they're watching it. It's us who put it on.
What inspired you to get into this field?
I was asked, I was very fortunate. We have no sales staff, and one of our clients got into this field. He didn't know what he was doing, and he said, "Can you help me figure it out?" And I said, "Okay, let me give it a try." And that's what we did.
That's pretty impressive. So what can you tell women out there, especially about the juggling act between being successful in business and being successful at home? Can they simultaneously be done?
Well, I have a great partner at home and 4 children. And we are quite busy, so I have to concur that it's all about a great partnership. I think you know that story too, right? Don't you, Forbes? That's part of your story.
21 years.
Yeah.
But I don't have 4 children. How old are your children?
5, 6, 7, and 9.
Wow. Okay. Because Charlie also has 3, so between us we have a baseball team. But I really help me understand, because my kids are not here. My daughter texted me the other day, "Mommy, do you still love me?" And I found myself saying on the phone, I didn't want to go, "Oh, I feel so guilty. I'm so sorry, honey." I simply said, "Did the sun come up today?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Every day the sun comes up, know that I love you." But I'm not that inspired all the time.
Right.
Help me figure out, how do you raise 4 children and do the job? You just started a new company as well?
Another one, yes.
Give me some mom advice here. Well,
I think that what happens is I have to take a deep breath before I walk in the door. Before I actually walk into the kitchen door, I'm about 3-5 minutes myself in the car listening to a great song, and I decompress, and then I walk with a happy song in my head, and I just...
All right, give me a song. What's the last happy song you were bopping to on the radio by yourself in the parking lot of your house?
That's not fair, because I will sing, and that's not right.
Oh, well, I gotta hear it.
Mine was Usher's Scream, but that was a weird moment.
Well, I'll listen to anything that's on, and it makes me happy, and then I go in, and I sit right down with them at the table, and I ask them how their day was, and they just live for that. They take turns, and it's great because I feel like, because some moms say, right, my kids never tell me what's going on in their lives. But because when I walk in the door, since they were babies, I heard that from other moms, and I just said, let's talk about it. So now they know they need to talk about their day. So they go through their friends, what they learned, their teacher, and their sports.
So Monica, how do you build that into your businesses? Your new business, I Predict This, how do you build that type of strategy into a board meeting or running your staff, your clients?
You know what's great? I'm very fortunate that I raised money as a woman in this economy very, very quickly. And you know what I did? I just told them exactly, this is the way I am. I wear it on my sleeve, and I tell them that, I am a mom, I'm a friend, and I'm a sister, and I have those priorities, and I don't think that should judge me. That should empower you to recognize that I'm great at multitasking. And it actually was a little stunning, but I think not only did it work, I think, very healthy board meetings. I have very healthy executive meetings because
and what do you define as healthy? Because I throw things in my board meetings. Is that not good?
No. It's I think you sit there and I think what's healthier is if you say, I'm about to throw something.
I see, the warning signs.
Give them a warning. Men like warnings. So, I think articulation and telling people how you feel is the best way to live not only a genuine life, but I think people will respect you more.
Well, something tells me too, because most of us have children, and being a mom, I'll bet you respect people in the room a lot more. I actually signed a huge deal with my daughter at a board table. She was 6 years old because when we were playing hangman while I signed the meeting, because I couldn't figure out how not to enjoy the entire moment.
That's right.
And I'll bet you're much more patient.
No, I'm not. You know what I am? I have a higher expectation, I think.
I love it.
I have
served her up, and no.
No, I'm not. I have a higher expectation, and I think they like that. I think it resonates with them, and I get it. So for them, if they don't want to bring it, like I bring it, right? I just want my kids to bring it, and so they kind of like that, I think. They like that little charge. It's very different.
So I love it. If you've been listening to all of the interviews today, we had our first guest say, if you bring home the bacon, you can do what you want.
That's
right. And now you've just told us all you got to do is bring it. Bring it at home and at the office. Great advice. Thank you so much for being on The Good Life.
Thanks, guys. This is great. Thank you so much. Thanks.
But let's go into our next interview. And we have Manish. Is Roni?
Yes.
Oh, great. I pronounced that good. So give us a 30-second tour of you. Who are you? What company are you with? What do you do? And use small words for us.
I work with Teller Brands Corporation. I'm the Vice President of Market Research. My role involves working with all new product avenues. So product acquisition, inventors, going to trade shows, basically managing all relationships that allow the product flow into the company. I review them, I research them, and take it to the next level.
Okay, so what's interesting for our audience has nothing to do with this industry, but I will share with you, since I know Teller Brands very well, some of the hit products include, I'll start with Pet Egg.
Right.
Tell me the other products that my audience knows from Teller Brands.
Pet Egg, Petty Paws, Windshield Wonder. These are some very, very big products. We have a great lineup this year. We have a non-stop supply. We've been in business 30 years now. Next year is going to be our 30th year in business.
You cannot walk into a CVS or a Walmart or Walgreens and see the as seen on TV, and that's where their product lies.
Exactly.
So question for you, because we've got a lot of moms at home. If someone's got a great idea, how do they come to you to say, hey, look, I've got the next Pet Egg. What do I do?
Well, the best thing to do is to go to our website, and there's a forum. There's a way to send in your videos, product descriptions. It comes to us. We review that on a weekly basis. Things that look interesting, I look at them personally. We contact the inventors. We get the product in, and if it goes to the next level, then we offer them a licensing deal. So it's a very straightforward thing. Go right to Teller Brands website and submit your product.
And that's tellerbrands.com.
Tellerbrands.com, okay. Exactly.
Now, I think this is really important for inventors to know. I took a little thing that most people thought would never work and made it a huge business. If there's a mom or pop out there who loves our show and has a tiny little idea, do you have a story of somebody who took something simple, came to you, and it became the next $1 million product?
There's many stories like that, and there's products that people have come up in their garages. We always say the key thing to remember is simple solutions to common problems.
Oh, wait, say that
That's
again.
the catchphrase is simple solutions to common problems.
Simple solutions to common problems.
Exactly.
Now, you can use that at home, too, so I'm going to ask you to tell us about that in a moment. But so give us an exact example. What was your favorite story of an invention that happened?
There's many. I mean, one that comes to mind is a simple product. It was a needle. There was a self-threading needle called 1 second needle. It was a self-threading needle called the 1 second needle. An inventor came up with that at home. The product got to us, and it did really well. It was one of those classic stories of an inventor coming up with an idea, based on the problem she had at home. She was a mom, and it did really well. And we continue to get things like that. It's as long as it fits all the other parameters we look for. Problem solving, good price point, good margins, the right size, all of that. And of course, that wow demo is really important for commercials. So as long as we have that,
You know what I love about the story you picked out is that I don't think I would have ever thought, hey, I can't thread a needle. Here's a product that everyone's going to want.
Exactly.
That just goes to show that no idea is too little or too silly to try and reach for.
Absolutely. You just never know.
I mean, seriously, you're sitting on a couch wearing a blanket. You can't reach the phone and say, oh my gosh, I need sleeves in my blanket. Let's get real about some of the things that become wildly successful. I didn't even know that was a problem. So now why come to your company? What do you guys offer versus everyone else out there?
Well, for one, we've been in business the longest. We have the strongest track record. And of course, everybody here is a great company. I'm not going to say, everybody has their strengths. And, our strength is that we are very focused. We have great relationships. We are literally a hit machine. We have to be doing something right to be in business 30 years. I mean, this is a very fast-paced business. Companies come and go very, very quickly. So to stay that long and have a consistent track record of delivering hit after hit, for all these 30 years, we must be doing something right.
So speak to us, Manish, about being a man who's got to go into a corporate, environment every day, work really, really hard. How do you balance it so that your relationships at home stay hit after hit after hit?
Wow, that was presumptuous. I like that, Charlie.
That's a great question, and put it in a very great way. I like that hit after hit. It's a juggle. There has to be balance.
It's the right relationship.
Like all of us in this industry, I work very hard, and I have long hours, and I travel a lot. I go to a lot of trade shows. I meet inventors. All my relationships. So I'm on the road quite a bit. But what I do make sure is that when I'm at home, that I have a lot of quality time with my family. So weekends are very important. I'll plan things with them. We'll do things that they love, both my kids, my wife. So whatever time I have at home is spent, in a very nice manner, quality time, doing things that we love, going to movies, going to dinners, just making sure that we're spending a lot of quality time together. And, of course, vacations. So.
Well, thank you very much. And we're going to send everyone to telebrands.com. If you've got an idea, that's where you go to see if it can work.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Manish, thank you so very much. Have a great show.
Thank you.
One of my all-time favorite people, Miss Marsha Waldorf from Waldorf Crawford. Yes.
Yes.
You get top billing, which I
Yes.
like. The woman in the relationship. We have done how many shows over the years?
I would say 5 or 6.
5 or 6 easily?
Yes.
She makes the most beautiful shows. She makes me look real
you.
pretty. We make money. I love you.
Yes.
But you know what's great about you? She is sweet, sensitive, homebody. You just are like the mom, but more. You're like this earth child. I mean, don't you live out in the mountains in an area where they don't have running water, don't you?
Not exactly. We have our place in Carlsbad and also up in Idlewild, California, up in the mountains. So the mountains and the beach.
So give us a little bit of a background on your company and how you've been in it so long.
I did my first infomercial in '89. Which is a long time ago, right? We've done about 300 shows since then, both long form and short form. And, I got into it, I was in England, actually, on a recording album, and my partner called and said, we have an opportunity to do a show here. Why don't you do sight and sound together, put sight with sound? And so that's how it happened. I came back.
Marsha, answer me, 300 infomercials.
Yes.
Aren't you bored yet?
It's always it's ever changing. Every product is different. There's so many new things we're learning. The technology is changing all the time. So many new opportunities are opening up. So many new kinds of approaches to beauty, especially. I mean, actually, the beauty, it's a speciality of ours. We do lots of beauty shows, and I'm always amazed. There's always something new on the horizon.
You know, I'd love you to talk to our listeners, because I just remembered as I was talking to you that you were a singer before this, a beautiful singer. She's got recorded albums. And for you to go from that to being a writer and a producer, so many people start out on a path, and you just changed it up. Can you help encourage women out there who feel stuck in what they're doing to take a risk like you did?
Well, really, I've reinvented myself several times. I was a classical cellist first.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. I was a classical cellist, and then I became a rock and roll recording artist and did an album on United Artists, an album on Capricorn Records.
Are you going to sing for us?
No.
Come on,
No. It's okay.
Nobody will hear you.
That's okay.
So you went from being a classical cellist, a singer, you're in Europe, and now you're producing
infomercial producer, writer, director.
Again, talk to our audience at home listening, because people have a stigma with infomercials. You know, it's these little, things, gadgets, 1995, but that's not what you do. You're not producing little things. You've got these big, beautiful shows. Talk to me about some of your favorites.
Well, I mean, we do all the infomercials and direct response for Serious Skincare, which is wonderful. We love them. Jennifer Flavin Stallone and just fabulous products. They're huge on Home Shopping Network, and so in fact we have a show launching next week with Serious Skincare, which is very exciting. We work with Tanda. Cinnamon has a Cinnamon Beauty has a brand, Tanda, and they're sold at Neiman Marcus and Sephora, and we're doing direct response for those brands. One of them is doing quite well. It's a teeth whitening product, which is called the Tanda Pearl. It's doing great.
So, Marsha, let me ask you, I produced some infomercials, and I launched them on Labor Day. And it's for, like you, I've done dozens and dozens. Do you still get the nervous butterflies in your stomach right before the first call of the first media buy on the first day is supposed to come in?
It's always a nail biter.
Yeah. I was
It's just a
actually
nail
in the
biter.
call center watching and watching to wait.
I would love to
But
do that.
300 shows later, do you still just get nervous? Like,
Always.
what if no
but
one
you never
calls?
know. Anything, always. There's always that concern, what if no one calls? But, people usually do call. You just have to really, give people, we're not selling products. We're selling lifestyles. We're selling, people don't buy products. They buy things that make their lives better and make them feel better about themselves, that benefit them. And it's usually the person is buying it for themselves. It's not very often people are buying things for other people. It's mostly a me sale with infomercials. Wouldn't you say, Forbes?
I would. It's interesting because our audience doesn't really tie in all that. I'm looking at you, and what I want to share with our audience is you've managed, and because you're such a role model to me personally.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But one of the things I admire is that you've managed in a shark-infested, and I can say that, arena with mostly men, you've managed to maintain your femininity. You are absolutely a beautiful, glowing, feminine woman. So my first question is, how do you maintain that? And how do you keep expressing that? I mean, it's a hard business. It's a man's world.
My thing is I just come from my heart, because that's where it all starts. Love starts in the heart. If you love what you do and you love who you're doing it with, it's really important to me.
Well, and that's the second thing I wanted to share with our audience, because there's a man over there who's absolutely beautiful, who has been your partner, not only your life partner, but your work partner.
Yes.
Charlie, they are tied to the... I've never seen a couple who are just delicious together, supportive. That's my big question. How the heck do you do that?
It's wonderful that we're partners. We're partners in life and we're partners in business.
Which is unbelievable to me. Could never,
24/7.
ever work with my husband, ever.
It's 24/7. So, he'll kill me for saying this, but, sometimes I don't know if I'm homicidal or suicidal, but it's really, but it works great because Jim's strengths really support my strengths, and he's also highly creative. So, he's a wonderful editorial thinker, and so, he's constantly saying too many adjectives when I'm writing, and so we're really lucky. We're really lucky. We love each other, we trust each other, and we build on each other's strengths to keep our relationship going.
Well said.
And we love our dog.
You
He's
know,
a great dog father. I got him a T-shirt. It says a dog father. It's so cute.
But you know, because we're both married, can you? And I work with my husband, and that homicidal suicide line is one I'm going to borrow.
It's true.
Because but you see, you come to it. It's your attitude, and I think I want everyone to hear it at home to hear that. Something tells me you wake up in the morning joyous and happy to be alive. Am I correct?
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah, most of the time.
Is that a choice that you make every day?
Well, you know, and Jim does too. You know, he makes it makes it easy. You know, if we disagree about something, we don't carry it over to the next day. We're very, it's a new day. Every day is a new day. And I think that's how we actually manage, is because we don't carry over this stuff. It's useless to carry that baggage around.
So a successful woman in business for a very, very long time, can you give our audience some suggestions, some hope, just, you know, one of your big tips on how to make it successful and for the long term?
In business, to make it successful in the long term in business, and keep your eyes and ears open and your heart open, and care about the people you're working with. That's the biggest thing. Care about your clients. We care about our clients. We never short shrift them in any way. In fact, we go the extra mile. You know, I mean, if it's, you know, I'll look at something and say, you know, if I look at a show and it wasn't a planned on thing, and after I've, you know, editing has gone through the process and stuff, and I'll have a sense that it needs something, I'll do it, and it will come out of our margin. I don't care, because what's important is the show has to be great, and our clients deserve the best. And in terms of the personal thing, thinking and looking for the best in people, I always do. You know, you can always find something not to like in anyone, myself, everybody on the planet, if you're looking for it. And sometimes I find that people are so critical of other people, and they're just looking for something to not like, instead of really reaching deep inside someone, taking that moment to shine your light on a person. It's so easy to do. And it feels so good. So I guess I'm addicted to that sort of endorphin rush of you know, love.
So that's so powerful.
Where I come from.
Just look for the best.
Yeah.
In products, in people,
Yes.
in each other. So
Yes.
that's great advice. Thank you so much.
It's so nice. Thank you very much for interviewing me.
You are such a beacon in this industry. Thank you so much. And our first round of applause goes to Marsha Waldorf.
Okay, so we're here live in Las Vegas with The Good Life, Forbes, Riley, and Charlie, and we're talking to inventors, producers, creators, talented people in our industry, the infomercial industry, the late night TV world. And right now, we've got Marty Beard with us, and you are with Live Ops. So I want you to tell us, and remember, us are people at home who have no idea what we do. So tell us what Live Ops is.
Live Ops, we're a company that helps customer support get better. So most of the companies that are here that are advertising products and so forth, we actually answer the calls. So when you dial the 1-800 number,
TV, right?
and if you dial that number and somebody answers, it's probably a Live Ops agent that's answering. And then all of our technology underneath that as well is helping this industry. So it's all customer support, customer service oriented.
I have a question, because Live Ops started, and I think this helps our people at home. You actually have operators who can work out of their home.
Correct.
And I think that's an opportunity I want our audience to hear about, because a lot of call centers are places people have to go.
Right.
What kind of opportunity might you be able to offer a mom who's got a new baby?
Right, tons. So we have about 20,000 Americans that work out of their homes, as you said.
That's incredible.
They can't go into an office for a variety of reasons, or they don't want to, okay? So they're independent contractors, and they basically are labor out in the cloud, if you want to use that technical term, for hire. These folks are great. As you said, they're moms, they're veterans, they might be people with disabilities, all kinds of varieties of folks that are providing their services out of their homes.
And that's so incredible, especially right now when so many people are out of work.
Right.
And what does it take to be successful? You know, is it as dull as people at home might think, like,
No.
oh, you just take orders for products?
No, you have to work really, really hard. So the way it works, and this will sound a little tough, the people that perform the best get the opportunity to work the best shifts, to work the best products, to work the best programs. So it's very performance-based. So people take it very, very seriously. You have to work really hard, and the ones that are good do great.
Well, now, I mean, I love products. I'm all about products. You
Yeah.
see me sell them. But if somebody is into products, is that the kind
Sure.
of person that you would look for?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
do they get a script? Do they get sent the product? How do they know what they're doing?
They do. They get trained on the product. I think if you're interested in it, you're natural. You know, you like people. You're on the phone. You like selling. You like doing that, and then you get that thrill of yes. You know, I just got that order. Then you're going to do well. But they do get trained. I mean, obviously, we tell them about the products. They have to go through mini courses through the web.
Right.
And, you know, this is all web-enabled. It's the new world that we're in.
You know, I'm loving this because I know there's somebody out there right now going, wait a second, I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
How do they find you?
You just go to the website. Go to liveops.com, and in the upper right, you'll say, do you want to become an agent? And there's a process that you have to go through to apply. Not everybody makes it, but a lot of awesome, excellent people do.
That sounded so Survival Island. Not everyone makes it.
Exactly.
You can't.
It is a little bit
So
of that.
here's a couple of questions I had for you, because I think on
Yeah.
this show we're learning, hey, you can get your invention made. Hey, you
Yeah.
can get another job without walking out your door.
Right.
Why do you think that people still call 1-800 numbers? Why not just go to the internet? Why not just go to www.iwantthisproduct?
They do all do all of that. I like that URL, by the way. That's a good one.
Damn it.
So no, I mean, I think it's that human confirmation that I made an order, the order went through, I know it's going to come. If I have some questions, I'd rather talk to somebody. So that's still a big part of it, but it's only about 55% now in the world that actually is going through that voice.
So do you think one day we'll never call an 800 number?
No.
Do you just think people won't want to talk anymore?
People like to think about things replacing things. I think what happens is it just becomes, you know, part of many. There's email, there's now Twitter, there's Facebook, there's text, there's voice. Voice isn't going to go away.
Now, I'm curious about you, Marty. How did you get into this business? Do you love it? What do you do?
I've been in technology software industry for a really long time, and I came out of the mobile industry. I love what LiveOps is doing. I love running a company. I love being in the software industry. It's just fun. I like doing it.
Now, while all of this is nice, they have the big party tonight. The big
That's right.
party here in Vegas is very hard to get into.
Yeah.
I don't believe I have a ticket.
Well, okay.
And,
All right. If my people are listening, please get that ticket available now. But no, we do. We have a big party tonight, which we traditionally have always held at this show, and it's just a lot of fun. It's basically us giving thanks back to our customers and prospects and so forth.
What's one of your all-time favorite products that have ever come out on television?
You know, you guys have seen Insanity, the Insanity program through Beachbody, which is one of our great customers. It's insane. It's tough. So, and I think a lot of people that have followed that have actually
apparently
done really
he's
well.
never watched the Jack LaLanne Juicer show.
How do you know?
Come on, shameless plug over here.
How do you know?
Can you say spin, Jim?
Yeah. So
just checking. I just want to see how kiss up you were, but apparently he's the real deal. He could care less whether I'm on it or not.
No.
Well, I'll let you know that I did do the Insanity. They actually gave me Tourette's syndrome. I've never, ever done exercise where I swore so much.
Yeah.
The entire... Oh, yeah. My kids came in the room. They're like, are you okay? No, none of this is okay.
I mean, but you see the people that religiously follow something like that, or like the Jack LaLanne program, and, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
So tell me, why do you think LiveOps is successful right now when so many businesses aren't? What is their one thing that they're doing right?
We're totally focused on one thing, which is customer service. And customer service is changing. So one of the things we're really, really good at are these new social channels like Twitter and Facebook. People 30, 35 and under are asking questions, going for customer support through those channels. We're really, really good at that. So we're hitting that at a time when obviously that is exploding and impacting business everywhere.
So, Marty, then let me now ask you, in your personal life, how good is your customer service?
In my personal life,
how do you balance?
I think all of our experiences are not that good, right?
No, we meant like you and your wife, baby. Come on, we're two chicks here. When she says customer service, that's like Flo Rida saying "blow my whistle" is a euphemism.
Okay.
I just got somebody's attention on the floor, by the way.
Thank you for reorienting me.
That's.
No, I mean that's just about focus, right? And you could say what makes you successful in business, focus. What made you successful as a parent? I have two girls, been married for 18 years, and
congratulations.
It's focus. And so I think when you're working, you're focused on work. When you're home, you're focused on being at home. Don't try to do too much. We just
I like him. He's
we very much try to get it down to a few things and do those well. Not saying that I do them all well, but that's at least trying to do it.
No, but we don't actually get to do a lot of in-person, interviews, and it's fun looking at you. You seem very passionate, very centered.
Yeah.
I bet you're a great dad and a great husband.
Oh, thank you. I like to think I am. I guess you'd have to ask my wife and my kids, but no, I love that role, and I think it's just the world is so busy and so crowded. It's you almost have to go the other way now, which is just be really, really focused on the
How'd
few.
you meet your wife?
I met her at a holiday party, actually.
At a what?
At a holiday party.
And if you had to give some advice to somebody listening, what's one of the secrets that you guys do to keep the relationship going after 18 years?
In all seriousness, it's not trying to do too much. So we're really, that's a little mantra that we have, which is when we get pulled into dinner parties, or we'll say, we need to spend some time together. I travel a lot, she's very busy. And we just try to really be focused when we actually are with each other. And
That's such a great point, that focused, right? My husband and I don't talk about work, ever.
Really?
Ever.
Wow.
And for us, we're focused on us when we're talking. So how, just
and I
give
think
me
with
one
kids,
example.
with kids as well, again, because I travel a lot for my job, so it's really working really hard, even when you don't want to read that bedtime story or you don't want to help on that homework, just being present, which is really hard. I'm not saying I do it well, but it's something I try.
I think we're getting such great insight today. We've gotten bring home the bacon. We've got, we have an open heart. But I think being focused and just being present right there. How many of us are present at home when we're there? Or are we texting? Or are we on our BlackBerry? Are we doing this?
It's hard.
So great advice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Okay.
Appreciate it so much. We'll see you tonight. All right, everybody. One of my favorite producers, and I say that because I'm nominated for Best Female Presenter because of his show. So I'm incredibly prejudiced. Mr. Steve Harkey. Steve, welcome. You're hailing from Boca, Florida. Yep. And tell us about your company and what you do.
Dynamic TV Marketing, we're a full production and management company. We basically take it from the infancy with the concept and the idea, help develop the product, do the creative for the show, design the creative, and then implement it in the production process all the way through. And then at that point, from the production process, once we have a show and we're testing it, we handle all the testing, telemarketing, fulfillment setups, and ongoing campaign management on a daily basis for a client. It's basically DR 101 for dummies. It makes it easy.
So tell me, when you were a little boy, was this what you were going to do?
When I was a little boy, I wanted to be a pilot. I went to school to be an electrician. I did it for 2 days, and I decided that this was not the job I wanted for me.
Okay.
So I left that, and I went out, and I became a pitchman. I tried that at 18 years old, went on the road, and tried pitching.
Now, our audience, just so you know, because we're on radio, has no idea what we're talking about. Even DR 101. To some of our more sophisticated business people, most people at home, I didn't know what this was before I got in the business.
Okay.
What exactly is a pitchman?
A pitchman is the guy you would see at a home show, a fair, anywhere in public, the guy standing on the booth with a microphone with 100 people around him, entertaining them for 5 or 10 minutes, asking for their money, and getting it.
How did you get that job?
I saw somebody do it. I said, I think I can do that. He goes, no, you can't. I said, well, give me a try. He went to dinner for 45 minutes, came back. He goes, how did you do? I said, okay, I guess. He goes, well, how much did you take in? I go, $286
What were you selling?
Minutes. Furniture polish, $3 and $5 a bottle.
Oh my gosh.
It was a lot of money in a mall.
All right, well, and our audience does kind of know because I'm a pitch woman, not a lot of us in the industry.
No.
Do you think pitch people are born or made? Can you learn how to pitch?
I believe anyone can learn how to pitch, but how well they pitch comes from who they are inside. A confidence inside, the belief. Part of it is the belief. I have a 14-year-old son. I teach him. I go, every single person that walks by you has $20 of your money in their pocket. They just don't know it yet. It's your job to convince them why. And it's a different story for every person.
I'm glad you're not telling that to your daughter because that's a different conversation.
That would be a different conversation. Absolutely.
All right, because I think there's people at home again who look at me always ask, how do I get into the business? And again, your interesting story. So you got up to the pitchman part, you were in front of the camera, and then one day you said, what, I want to take charge?
I got hired as a pitchman. I got called one day and said, we're looking for a pitchman to demonstrate a product, a chamois mop. I said, okay, you looking for a man or a woman? Go, a man. I said, English or American? He goes, American. I said, I got the perfect pitchman for you. He said, who? I said, me. I went into their office the next week. I did the demo in their kitchen area of their office. And from there, was hired to do the infomercial. Week and a half later, I'm in Hollywoodland Studios out in California shooting my first infomercial. And when I walked on the set, I was like, wow, these guys know all about lights, camera, action. They know nothing about sales. I think I could learn the technical side maybe faster than they could learn the sales side. And that's what I did. I spent 5 years working in the industry, learning both sides of it, both refining the sales process, but learning the production process. At the end of the 5 years, I went out and started my own production company and have done over 1,000 hours of live time on QVC and HSN, plus I think 14 long-form shows now with me to camera, and dozens of short forms.
All right, so we're going to have to put some of this on our website, because I was lucky enough to meet Steve last year. I'd never worked with you. And I got to tell you, as a pitch woman, one of the greatest experiences to deal with somebody who knows this side of the business. I had more fun doing that show, and I think that's what translated. So let's tell people what show we did so they can find it. We did a show called Super Clean.
It was Super Clean, and it's available at superclean.com.
Right.
And you can see it. But it was a cleaning product, and normally liquid cleaning shows have not had success in a lot of years. But now, we decided to try something new, and I wanted somebody that I'd worked with a male host who I'd worked with numerous times, but I wanted a female that would bring life and character to the show and act as his naggy wife.
And he immediately thought of me, because that's my billing. Pitch woman, naggy wife.
So Forbes was on set, and she was able to create exactly what we needed, which was make it real for people. It wasn't just two people standing there pitching a product in front of a camera, but rather potentially a husband and wife jabbing at each other a little bit, and when the husband throws a jab, it's getting to the men at home, and when the wife throws the jabs, it's getting to the women at home to say, yeah, you don't clean, and he's like, yeah, you don't cook. That was their thing. And from that,
here's the thing, it was so inspired, because people now ask me if I'm married to Chris Steele, which I'd like to say yes, because he's very handsome, but I'm not. But I think part of this comes from Steve. Now, Steve has one of the most beautiful wives I've ever seen. If Michaela's within the sound of my voice, she should come over here. You have nabbed yourself quite a looker, but she's also in the industry. She's professional, she's smart, and sexy as all get out. How do you keep this relationship going?
It's difficult, to say the least. Obviously, in our industry, working together can be problematic. For us, it's great. I found a woman that's absolutely beautiful. As one of my best friends said when she met her, she looks and she goes, Steve, don't blow this. She's smarter than you, she's better looking than you, and she makes more money than you. Don't blow this. So that was 9 years ago at this show. We met 9 years ago at this show.
Wow.
And 9 years later, here we are. And working in the industry, working on two different facets of the industry. Michaela works with Order Motion, which is an order processing platform and a campaign management platform. And I work on the production side and on the campaign management side. So we get to field basically all sides of the business and working. But it's difficult having a beautiful wife in a business that's dominated by men. As you all know, you're both beautiful ladies, can be trying.
So what's your number one secret for all the guys out there? How do you keep your lady happy, but letting her do her thing? How do you keep business, booming?
You just said the answer, by letting her do her thing.
So she always wins.
She's going to do, she does her thing, and her thing is fine because she's good at her thing. Michaela really is a good person with a good heart, sometimes too good. She worries about the clients more than she should. Her job is to sell, but she worries about, if she's going to sign somebody up for something, she's going to make sure that everything that they need and want, they get.
How do you know, we have a lot of people in our audience who create, who invent. How do you know when you take on a product that it's going to be successful, it's going to resonate with the public?
You don't always know. If I did, every show I did would be a winner and I'd have a 100% success rate. I look at a product, and first off, I'm looking at it with a pitchman's eyes. Could I take this into a fair, set up a booth, do this demonstration, and actually have somebody stand up when I was done, hold out $20? If I didn't think I could do that, I wouldn't go for the show. I would tell you it's either too expensive or it's too niche of a product. You need to appeal to the masses. It's got to appeal to at least 80% of the population. If it appeals to 5 or 10%, you'll sell some, but it'll never be a home run. And so it's by really seeing, does it meet all the different parameters, financial being one of them, but more so being demonstrable. When you see it, something that now you see it, now you don't, very visual for TV.
actually, you know what's so funny? I have to share. I think almost everybody that's sat in this chair so far during the show has had a partner, has had a life partner. And there's a level of success that you've all achieved both at home. And I don't think we planned that. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, how long have you guys been married?
We've been married 4.5 years now.
And you're raising two grown children?
Well, I have one grown child and one in high school, freshman in high school.
To me, that's grown. But it's interesting because I see a lot of happy people. I see success. I see passion. And there seems to be this thread that I'm so excited and surprised by.
No, it is. If you can work together as a team, you don't, they say, more the sum of all your parts is stronger than the value of the individuals. As individuals, we're both really good at what we do, but when you put us together, it's pretty much unstoppable. It really works well.
Unstoppable. So we want to make sure everyone listening walks away with information they can use. We've learned about secondary jobs out there. We've learned about how to get your idea in front of inventors. If we have some frustrated electricians out there listening and they want to become a pitchman, what's the first step they do? How can they get involved in this industry most people don't even know exists?
It's much more difficult now than it was when I was young. TV wasn't there. So it was live and there was plenty of it. Now it's very, very difficult. I would recommend people that want to do that, as they're thinking about wanting to be a pitchman, think about what product can you bring to package with you, so make you and the product part of the deal. If you have a great product and you have talent, you bring more to the product than just having a great product.
So, but how do they get it in front of people? Should they go to YouTube and pitch a 60-second thing and hope people see it? How do they get in front of the right people?
There's numerous submission ways. I mean, we're actually in the process right now of setting up a new long-form show, which is going to provide inventors, people with an idea or a product, a way to submit their product, but not only just to get it reviewed, that if we like it, we'll partner with them, we'll put up the money to shoot the show, we'll run the show, specifically to get access to more people with more products that may have limited financials, to give them the opportunity.
Well, you know what? I think our audience also needs to hear this, because I don't think they realized until just now exactly how well connected Forbes and Charlie are. No, seriously, because you can actually make a show happen. If someone out there, go to the website, tell us your idea, and say, hey, Forbes and Charlie, do you think this is a good thing? Is it something that maybe Steve wants to do? We're a great first line of defense, because we certainly have good eyes. This is what we do for a living. But if they could get to you, they could actually take their widget, their product, their dream, and correct me if I'm wrong, they could make $1 million.
Yes. In one word, yes.
Yeah.
They can. It's not everybody's going to, and not everybody's going to make $1 million. There's some that are going to make 10 million, but there are some that are only going to make 100,000. But the bottom line is, if you have an idea and you think it's a good idea, and you sit and show all your friends and you talk and you never do anything with it, it's worthless. Steve Jobs had a good idea. It was an Apple computer. If he didn't get out there and bring it out there and get people to see it, we would have had a Mac. That's the reality. You may have the next Mac computer, you may have the next OxyClean, you may have the next Snuggie, but if you don't do something to get it out there, you're going to be sitting there for the rest of your life. That's the theme of the actual infomercial, is if you have a great idea, stop sitting on your butt. Here's something to do to get out there and get your product out to people that can actually help you. And where if you don't have the money is not necessarily the big thing. We can fund it. If you have the right product, we'll fund it 100%.
So here's what I heard, and I think everyone needs to hear. If you have a great idea, get off your butt. Steve Harkey, words to live by.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Good job. Hey guys, you're having a wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been listening to Forbes, Riley, Charlie Fusco here on The Good Life. It is a good life, isn't it?
It is today.
Thank you guys so much.